I'm Italian, so I may talk too much. So just...
That's alright, it gives
just
me
give
a
me
lot
one
of
of these,
stuff to
just
work
go.
with.
I'm Joe Palumbo, owner of the Ice Dam Guys. What is an ice dam? And an ice dam is really nothing more than a ridge of ice that is formed along the overhang of a house or business, but typically they like to form along the overhangs and in the valleys. That creates a dam as it builds up, and that water running off the roof now hits that kind of block of ice, that ice dam, and it pools up behind the ice dam and it leaches back underneath the shingles. Shingles aren't designed to hold water, they're only designed to shed water. So anything that prevents water from evacuating the roof is a problem. But once the water actually penetrates the roof deck, now it's into your attic, or if you have a vaulted ceiling, it's already into your home. But the first thing that happens typically is the insulation inside your walls and above your ceiling gets saturated with water. It's like a giant sponge. So not only is the water damaging your ceiling, your ceiling, your walls, your paint, your window trim, your carpet, your foam in your carpet, but you're left with this soaked insulation that oftentimes turns into mold and mildew and other nasty things that people don't even realize. So that's the worst part of ice dams is by the time you see it leak, oftentimes damage has already been done. The best way to prevent an ice dam really is to fix the underlying cause, which is almost always a warm roof deck. In a perfect world, you want to keep the air temperature in your attic space as close to the ambient temperature as possible. So whatever the temperature is outside, you hope that's the temperature inside your attic. So better insulation, better ventilation, and the other big one is attic bypasses, we call them. It's a fancy name for air leaks into your attic. Whether it's can lights, whether it's a light switch, an outlet, a smoke detector, literally anytime you punch a hole in a ceiling or walls, that's a potential leak for hot air to get right up into your attic. So ventilation, insulation, and stop those attic bypasses, those hot air leaks into your attic. That's the best way to prevent them and just not have a problem. But those people who do that can still have a problem because Mother Nature. It isn't about the temperature in your attic space anymore. It's just Mother Nature's going warm, cold, warm, cold. It's melting during the day and it's freezing at night. It's melting in the day and it's freezing at night. In those cases, it doesn't matter what you do. The only way you're gonna stop an ice dam is to get the snow off your roof. For most people, that's roof raking. And you can only rake as far as you can reach. Do not roof rake from a ladder. You're up on a ladder pulling, and as soon as that roof rake breaks free, so do you. But standing safe on the ground, roof rake everything you can reach, which is pretty much the overhangs. If you can get 5-6 feet of the snow off the overhangs of your house, that's really the best you can do. Most people wait until their home is leaking before they call us. I think it's human nature, right? Don't take your car into the shop until it's broke. There are warning signs that happen quite frequently. 90% of ice dams are right along the overhang of the house, right along that gutter line, what we call the drip line. So you start to get icicles that form underneath that overhang, which it's called a soffit. So if you ever see little icicles forming under the overhang, the soffit of your home, you better act now. Because it's that water's already leaking and it's making its way back towards the living space of your home. So those are some of the most common warning signs. Giant icicles are never good. The root of that icicle is an ice dam. So the bigger the icicles, typically the bigger the worry should be. I think with any ice dam removal company, you pick up the phone and call. Yeah. So you have to be really careful on who you hire. And most people just do a quick Google search. First guy that pops up, that's who they call and that's who they hire. And you know what? Oftentimes that's us. Spend 15 minutes checking out the companies that come up because There's so many things to go wrong with ice dam removal. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna put more water into your client's house. You're gonna melt the ice wrong. You can break an overhang, you can rip a gutter off, you can drop snow on their gas meter and plug their vent, which shuts their heat off. I mean, there are so many things that can go wrong with ice dam removal. You really want to just do your research. I mean, the best thing you can do, I mean, obviously if you've listed your home, it's for sale, you've moved out, you moved into your new home, it's frequent stops. You know, watch the weather. You know, if we haven't gotten a pretty decent snowstorm, if there's not 6 inches of snow on every roof wherever you look, you probably don't have anything to worry about. So watch for icicles, watch for a ridge of ice, and as icicles grow, so should your level of awareness. And if it gets high enough, you should just make more frequent stops to the house to have a look at it, make sure nothing's leaking, and have someone rake the roof. Just get the snow off the overhang at least, and you'd probably be okay. So, being an ice dam removal professional, if you gave me 10 minutes before I bought a home, and let's say you hired me and you said, hey, I want you to tell me, is this house prone to ice dams, or what's happening? I would look at the overhangs. Is there any ice built up along that drip edge? Is there icicles? Where are those icicles and how big are they? Is there one spot right at a roof valley by the front door? You know, I would look for icicles. I would look for ice buildup along the drip line. On the inside of the house, I would look at all the exterior walls. So whatever wall is the outside wall, I would look for water stains. I would look for water stains along the windows and just under, you know, where that ceiling meets the wall, I would look for water stains. That's what I would do. This isn't going to be very original for me, but my one nugget of wisdom, if you've never had an ice dam and you don't want one, have a home energy audit done and follow their recommendations. If you've had an ice dam before, you absolutely don't want another one or the bill associated with removing it, have a home energy audit and follow their recommendations. My only advice there is, you know, find a reputable company and make sure it includes a blower door test. Okay, that's when they actually depressurize your home. They take your door off, they put a big fan on, and they suck all the air out of your house. And then they can go around, they can find all those air leaks. It's a remarkable test. But combined with, they'll check your insulation, your ventilation. Just do your research, hire a great company with a blower, or do a home energy audit with a blower door test, follow their recommendations to the T. That is probably my biggest tip. There are other tips out there. If you've got a leak, you've got an ice dam, turn your thermostat down a little bit. You know? Stop some of that hot air from going up into the attic. Turn your thermostat way down and call us. You know, at least then you might mitigate some of that leaking until we get there. But if you're buying a house, man, the first thing I do when I move into that house would be get a home energy audit. Because you're not only going to hopefully prevent ice dams, you're going to save a boatload on your heating and your cooling bill because you're sealing up that envelope, you know?
Yeah.
So to me, home energy audit should it's a no-brainer. You're going to save money. Your heating bill is going to be lower, your cooling bill is going to be lower, and hopefully you're not going to have ice dams. How do you beat that?
Yeah.